Hey everybody, BrickLoot18 here today with another video about my Lego City, except this isn't really a Lego City update because you've seen the last 3 updates that I've uploaded the last couple Saturdays here on my channel where I've given you a tour of the city and talked about the different changes that I made. In today's video, I'm actually going to be decorating my Lego City for the Christmas season. As you can see here, I've got all my Lego Christmas decorations out. These are a bunch of different micro builds and mini builds that I've had throughout the years. And in today's video, I really just want to go through my Lego City and decorate it up for the holiday spirit. So the main parts of the city that I want to focus on in this video would include the park area right here, because that has the most potential, for Christmas, and I really want to put the big Christmas tree in here. It's actually a set that I just built, as you can see by the box right down here, but I'd like to put the big Christmas tree down there and have a bunch of other Christmassy things around. Over here at the federal office building, I definitely want to put some Christmas trees as well, and because I have so many Christmas trees, I do plan on putting them throughout the Lego City. Over here at Brick's Tower as well, I did already start to kind of decorate for Christmas. As you can see, I did add this Christmas thing to Tile Square, which looks pretty cool. It literally was just set in there, so I will go back and add that a bit nicer. But the beach, I don't really imagine I'll do too much Christmas with, but the rest of the city, I do just want to do a few things here and there just to get in the Christmas spirit, of course. And then over here on my desk, like I already kind of showed you, I have just a bunch of random Christmassy things all the way around, from minifigures to toys to fireplaces to tons and tons of Santas, and even more Santas and tons of that stuff. And as you can see, also tons of Christmas trees and so many miniature things right here that I want to do something with in the Lego City. I definitely won't be using everything, and then of course not really going to be included in this video, but I'm also going to go through afterwards and see if there's any of these parts that I can tear down or get rid of, because I don't need them all anymore, but I would like to downsize how much Christmas stuff I actually have. But first and foremost, it's time to get this into the city. The first Christmas tree has been added to the city here. Like I said, I wanted to make sure this one was in the park because it is the biggest, and I think it blends in with the park honestly quite nicely. But then when you zoom in, you can clearly see it is a Christmas tree. As well, I also added a tree over here in the middle of the assembly square. This is the second largest one I have, and I just replaced the fountain really quick for, the Christmas season. So over here in the park, as you can see, it's starting to look way more Christmassy now. I added a reindeer on top of the museum, and in front of the museum, we've actually got Santa and some elves. They're lined up and ready to get some pictures with some kids. I've also added a few just random Christmas things like the snowmen there. Over here, I made like a makeshift Christmas market over the parking lots, just like you might see in an actual city, where they shut down the street parking and expand the sidewalk to do a little bit of, like a street market or something like that. That's what I have here. I've started putting a few vendors that just need employees now, some minifigures sitting around, some extra benches, elves, and just random Christmassy thing. Over here at the back, as you can see, I added like a Santa statue, getting the tree all decorated, and then over here at the federal building, I even added a Christmas tree as well, but I want to do more for that. And then here as well, a nice Christmas tree added on top of Brick's Tower. So I've been working on the city for the last little bit now, and as you can see, I actually managed to condense all the Christmas decorations that I had into these 2 boxes instead of having them fill up these as well, which is honestly a big plus because they were taking up way too much space in my drawer. But now I want to show you what I've actually done to the city. So I'll be the first to admit the city is looking pretty crowded right now, but that's partly because I have too many vehicles and I haven't finished the roads or anything like that. But here's kind of just an update and overview of what I've done with the Christmas decorations. So starting off over here in the park, I think this is definitely the busiest area of my Lego City, but I am really impressed with it. The Christmas tree, of course, is a little too big and there might be too many trees just in general, but I'll probably redo it a little when I actually take the Christmas decorations back out. But anyways, over here at the museum, as you can see, we've still got Santa and the elves down there lined up ready for some pictures. On top of the roof of the museum here, we've got a reindeer and a toy propeller plane, and then over here we've got the big Lego Christmas tree, which is there, and there's around it lots of different gifts and elves and other minifigures as well. Entering the park, as you can see, this is like the North Pole. We've got a North Pole sign here and a nice Christmassy like a lamppost. And then throughout there's also like a Dalmatian and a snowman and stuff like that. Just a bunch of just random little Christmassy things to make it more special. Moving across the street from the park, as you can see, this is the area where I was talking about with the Christmas market. And then of course there is one car left there. But as you can see, I just added a few different Christmassy things all the way around. We've got an elf on a train, a couple seats for people, a couple vendors, snowmen, Christmas trees, and then just things to make it generally more Christmassy. I need to add people to it, of course, but I haven't really had the chance yet, and because the city is so chaotic, I don't want to really mix up the Christmas minifigures with the other LEGO minifigures, and there's still lots to do before City Update 4, so that's why it's mostly just Christmas here and not maybe as many people as I should. Over here at the very back near the Federal Building, as you can see, I did add the Christmas tree, another lamppost, as well as this like ice queen or something like that in front of the fountain just to give it a more Christmassy look. Over here on the garage, I added a snowmobile onto the overhang, which I thought was it was a very classical, like, small town Christmassy thing where they put a snowmobile up there for the garage especially. Nothing over here has changed at the Assembly Square, where, as you can see, the Santa is still over here decorating the Christmas tree. Moving on in front of the Grand Emporium here, because there's a toy store inside, I did add this train right here, which is pretty fun, as well as another lamppost. I didn't really do anything to the front of the bookstore or the diner because there wasn't really a ton to do. Like I already mentioned, over here, this thing, whatever this you want to call this in Tile Square, is still up. I want to make it a little bit straighter because, as you can see, it's a bit offside there, but still looks really cool. And you got the 2020 underneath, and you can clearly see that it's Christmassy themed, and I'll have to change that to 2021 soon. And then, of course, we've got the big Christmas ball up here ready for Times Square and New Year's Day, which I'm really excited about. I'm going to have to make a full video on that as well. And then over here, as you can see, in front of Brick's Tower, this is where I actually did a lot of Christmassy things because theoretically, this is my apartment building in the LEGO City. There you can see I'm sitting there enjoying some time on my couch. But because this is my home in the LEGO City, I wanted to make sure it was done up quite nicely. As you can see over here, we've got a Christmas tree. We've got a reindeer pulling Santa's sleigh in front of the sushi restaurant. We've got another, Santa's sleigh pulling a bunch of presents as well. We've got presents all over the place and another Christmas tree, which I really like. And then we've even got Santa upstairs visiting the VIP BrickTubers Clubhouse, which is really fun. So Santa's making a guest appearance there. And then, of course, the front of the building is still really busy with all the security and stuff like that. But over here, I know I said I wasn't going to do anything to park, but I did actually do two little things. So one would be just adding the snowman overlooking the park because I thought it would be pretty ironic. And then the other thing was actually doing some decorating to the dock area of the city. I know it's kind of unrealistic, but I did add some hockey players over here, which looks pretty fun. And they're just doing that. And then I also added a curler, so it looks like they might be getting ready to ice the dock or whatever and do some curling and playing some hockey up there, considering the water on the actual beach isn't frozen. So anyway, this is just basically a pretty quick overview of what I did for my city for Christmas. As I mentioned, for the next city update, I'm definitely going to have to add a ton more people, but I didn't really want to confuse everything with what I've been doing for Christmas, and it will look a lot better, the city, once I add the road plates and all the other things. But this is an unofficial LEGO City update, more of a decorating my city for the Christmas holidays, so I am very excited to show you. So thanks everybody again so much for watching this video. I really did hope you enjoy. You'll have to stay tuned now to see what I'm going to do on New Year's Eve, and you'll have to let me know down in the comments below what you think of Christmas in the LEGO City. So thanks again so much for watching, and have a great day.